The Chicago Bulls are at a crossroads, and two big names might be on the chopping block. Are Patrick Williams and Nikola Vucevic about to lose their starting spots? The answer could change everything for this struggling team. From shocking stats to potential trades, we're diving deep into the Bulls' lineup crisis. You won't believe who might replace them. Stay tuned for the inside scoop that has the Windy City buzzing. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. Today we're diving deep into a burning question that's got the Windy City buzzing. Are Patrick Williams and Nikola Vucevic on the verge of losing their starting spots with the Chicago Bulls? Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the latest NBA drama and analysis. Let's set the scene here, folks. The Chicago Bulls are at a crossroads. After a promising start to the 2023-24 season, they've hit a rough patch that's got fans and analysts alike questioning the team's direction. At the center of this storm are two key players, Patrick Williams, the former 4th overall pick who was supposed to be the future of the franchise, and Nikola Vucevic, the all-star center acquired in a blockbuster trade back in 2021. Now, I know what you're thinking. These guys are starters for a reason, right? Well, buckle up, because we're about to break down why their spots in the starting five might not be as secure as you think. Let's start with Patrick Williams. When the Bulls drafted him in 2020, expectations were sky high. He was touted as a two-way forward with the potential to be a franchise cornerstone. Fast forward to today, and, well, let's just say the jury's still out. Don't get me wrong, we've seen flashes of brilliance from Williams. His defensive versatility is undeniable, and when he's locked in, he can be a real problem for opposing offenses. But here's the thing: consistency has been a major issue. Looking at the numbers, Williams is averaging just 9.8 points and 4.2 rebounds per game this season. For a starting power forward in the NBA, those numbers simply aren't cutting it. What's even more concerning is his lack of aggression on the offensive end. Too often, Williams seems content to be a bystander, passing up open looks and deferring to his teammates. Now, I can already hear some of you defending Williams. He's still young. He needs more time. And you're not wrong. At just 22 years old, Williams still has plenty of room for growth. But in the win now NBA, patience is a luxury teams can rarely afford. Shifting gears to Nikola Vucevic, we're looking at a very different situation. Vucevic is a seasoned veteran, a two-time All-Star who was brought in to be the missing piece in Chicago's playoff puzzle. And for a while, it seemed like he was exactly that. Vucevic's ability to space the floor as a big man, combined with his soft touch around the basket, made him a perfect complement to Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. His passing skills out of the post added another dimension to the Bulls' offense, and his rebounding helped shore up what had been a weakness for the team. But here's where things get tricky. As the league continues to evolve, traditional centers like Vucevic are finding it harder and harder to stay on the floor in crucial moments. Teams are going smaller and faster, and big men who can't defend in space are becoming liabilities. We've seen it time and time again this season. When opponents go small, Vucevic gets played off the floor. His lack of lateral quickness makes him an easy target in pick-and-roll situations, and he doesn't provide the kind of rim protection you'd expect from a player his size. Now, I'm not here to bash Vucevic. He's still a highly skilled player who can contribute in a big way. But the question we have to ask is he the right fit for this Bulls team moving forward? So, we've laid out the problems. But what are the solutions? Let's break down some potential replacements for both Williams and Vucevic and how they could impact the Bulls lineup. For Patrick Williams, the most obvious internal candidate to take his spot is Torrey Craig. Craig might not have Williams' upside, but what he lacks in potential, he makes up for in consistency and effort. Craig is a defensive menace who's never afraid to do the dirty work. He crashes the boards, dives for loose balls, and always seems to be in the right place at the right time. While he's not going to wow you with his scoring, his energy and basketball IQ could be exactly what the Bulls need to jumpstart their sluggish offense. Another option could be to go small, sliding DeMar DeRozan to the power forward spot and inserting Ayo Dosunmu or Kobe White into the starting lineup. This would give the Bulls more shooting and playmaking, potentially opening up the floor for LaVine and DeRozan to operate. As for Vucevic, the options are a bit more limited. Andre Drummond has shown flashes of his former all-star self in limited minutes this season, but starting him would create many of the same spacing issues the Bulls are trying to solve. The more intriguing option might be to go all in on small ball, starting someone like Patrick Williams at center. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you just say Williams might lose his starting spot? Well, yes, but hear me out. Williams has the length and athleticism to hold his own against most centers, and his mobility would be a major upgrade over Vucevic on the defensive end. Offensively, this move would open up the paint for drives and cuts, potentially unleashing a more dynamic Bulls attack. Of course, these are all hypothetical scenarios. The reality is, making such drastic changes to the starting lineup mid-season is a risky move. Team chemistry is a delicate thing, and shaking things up could have unforeseen consequences. Imagine a closing lineup of Ayo Dosunmu, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, and Patrick Williams. The spacing, the switchability on defense, the potential for mismatch exploitation, it's tantalizing to think about. But here's the most important thing to remember. Whatever changes the Bulls make, they need to be made with the long-term future of the franchise in mind. Patrick Williams, despite his struggles, is still a young player with immense potential. Benching him outright could shatter his confidence and stunt his development. Instead, the Bulls need to find ways to put him in positions to succeed, whether that's in the starting lineup or coming off the bench. As for Vucevic, his situation is a bit more complicated. He's still a valuable player, but his fit with this team is becoming increasingly questionable. If I'm the Bulls front office, I'm at least exploring the trade market to see what kind of return I could get for him. A trade involving Vucevic could potentially bring back multiple pieces to bolster the Bulls' depth, or maybe even a different style of center who's a better fit for the modern NBA. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The NBA is a long season, and things can change quickly. Maybe Williams has a breakout game that ignites a hot streak. Maybe Vucevic finds a way to improve his defense and becomes more versatile. In the ever-changing landscape of the NBA, you can never say never. So, what do you think, Bulls fans? Is it time for a change in the starting lineup? Or should the team stay the course and hope things turn around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've got new NBA content coming your way every single day, so you won't want to miss out. Until next time, keep balling.